my corner of the internet. I'm Shannon, and today I've got another book talk video to share with you guys. And today we are talking about The Spectacular by Zoe Whittall. Zoe Whittall is a Canadian author who I love so much. We're at the point now that anytime I hear she's got a new book out, it's an instant buy. I didn't even know what this was about before I ordered it. I just knew I had to read it. And I'm glad I did. First of all, look how beautiful that cover is. It's so beautiful. And the story's really beautiful. It's really raw and sometimes brash and harsh and painful to read, but it's beautiful. And one thing I've come to know about Zoe as an author from reading her books is that this woman knows how to end a novel. Unlike pretty much anyone else I've ever read. I read her book, The Best Kind of People, and that ending kicked me in the stomach so hard, it still hasn't left me, that feeling that I got from reading it. And I recommend it to everybody who will listen. I lent my copy out to my mom. After it felt like enough time had passed by, I was like, are you done? Because we need to talk about it. And I need that book back. And this one too, it ends so beautifully. It wasn't the same kind of gut punch, but it was beautiful. Anyway, let's get into the summary for this book. So we get to meet throughout the course of the book three very different, very special women. The first one we meet is Missy. When we first meet her, it's the late 90s, I think 1997. And she's a rock star. She's in a very successful band and they're touring the country. And as we're reading, we learn a bit about Missy's childhood. She grew up in kind of a commune with her mom and her dad and a bunch of other people. And then when she was still a child, I think she was around 10 or 11 or 12, her mom leaves. One night she just kind of takes a road trip and never comes back. And we're kind of like, okay, that's horrible. So we get chapters from Missy, and then as the book goes on, we get some chapters from her mom. Her name's Corolla. After she left the commune, she went and joined another sort of commune where it's yoga and spirituality and sort of new age things. And then as we read her chapters, we get her backstory. We get to learn more about her, and we get to a point where we start to try to understand her and why she did what she did. And then as time goes on a bit more, we begin to learn about Missy's grandmother. Not her mother's mother, but her father's mother. And so now we've got these three women and we're learning about them, and it weaves together and it's beautiful. At parts, especially at the beginning, Missy can come across as very unlikable, really vulgar. She wants to go on this tour with her band and she wants to live like she's a man, in that she wants to be able to go and have all the fun she wants without having to answer to anyone. She wants to be free the way a man is free. Much so that before she goes on tour, she even tries to find a doctor who will tie her tubes so that she can't get pregnant, because she doesn't want to be weighted down with that responsibility. But of course, she's 22 years old. No doctor agrees to it. And so she ends up going on tour without having that procedure, because all the doctors are like, you're 22, you could change your mind down the road, and I'm not gonna do it. Even though she's emphatic that, no, I want you to do it. I'm not gonna change my mind. Then when we go to the Corollas chapters, she's in the middle of this kind of sex scandal with the leader of the commune, or commune, sorry, and she's trying to just deal with things, figure out what to do, figure out what's right. And then when we meet her grandmother, Ruth, I loved the chapters that were from Ruth's perspective. She grew up in Turkey. We got to learn a lot about her life. And honestly, the whole book could have been about Ruth. And I would have found it very interesting, I think. She seemed like just a very interesting and complex character. You know, the way most grandmothers tend to be in life. And then we get to part 2 of the book, and now it's 2013. Now, if you don't want any spoilers, now is probably the time to click away. I don't know how many spoilers I'm going to give away, but just in case, if you have any inkling that you want to read this, click away now. Okay, now that they're gone, let's get into it. So we fast forward, and it's 2013, and right towards the end of the first part, Ruth is old and she is sick. Ruth is, of course, Missy's grandmother. And she's decided that she wants her son, Missy's father, to take her back to Turkey, where she's from, and she wants to end her life there. She wants to end her life on her own terms, even though, you know, she's found a new partner in her, you know, older years, and she loves him so much, but she knows she's sick. And she wants to end it on her own terms. So she gets Bryce, that's her son, to bring her to Turkey. But before she does, she calls Missy and Corolla to come together at her home so that she can try to reconcile this mom and daughter. Because she doesn't want to leave without that happening, even though she's never been a big fan of Corolla. So she does that. It doesn't quite go as planned, but then she goes to Turkey, and what does go as planned is that she takes her life as she wanted to. From there, the rest of the book is really just a mix of Missy finding her footing in life. She's now nearing 40. She's 37, I think. Corolla's about to turn 60. And they're trying to find some common ground. They're trying to find a way to exist together. You know, at least be in each other's lives. And it's beautiful to watch it happen. And then from there, it's just a beautiful ending. And I'm not going to get too heavy into spoilers, so we'll probably just leave it at that for now. But it's a fantastic story. Zoe is a absolutely beautiful writer. Her books are easy to read. They're, you know, compulsively readable. I read this in 2 days. If you love books about family and family dysfunction, if you like books that are raw and real with characters that may sometimes seem unlikable, but that you can see the humanity in them and you can see the growth that they go through, and you love those looks at life that's real and not too filtered and dusted over and made to look a way that it isn't, I think you'd love this book. I really do. Like I said, it's vulgar at times, so if that's something you're not interested in, maybe skip it. But if you don't mind that, give it a try. Give it a try. And if you do, let me know what you thought of it. I would absolutely love to hear your thoughts. And if you've already read it, please let me know in the comments below what you thought. And yeah, I'm sort of on that high of having just finished a really good book. Because I finished it minutes before I came to film. So yeah, there you go. That's The Spectacular. I love that title as well. It's just wonderful. Just wonderful. And I always love when I find a great Canadian author, because as a Canadian, that's just something that you get filled with that sense of pride when you see a fellow Canadian just thriving. And I'm babbling now, so I'm just gonna go. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. Next up, I'm gonna be reading The Sentence by, I think it's Louise Elrich. The book's over there, but I can't quite see it, and I haven't read it yet. So until I read the book, I can't quite remember the author's name. But I've read excellent things about it, and I'm very excited to read it. It just came out, so I'm going to do that next. And then up after that one is Beautiful World, Where Are You by Sally Rooney. Can't wait to read that too. And then we've got Vlogmas coming up. You guys, time is flying. Anyway, I hope you're well, and I'll see you real soon. Bye.